Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure. Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Watch Pekin Panther football live right here this fall on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube with live announcers and an updated scoreboard, plus an area scoreboard to keep you updated on other schools of interest. It's Pekin Panther football live right here on Steve Shetler Media starting Friday, August 30th. The City of Sigourney is accepting applications for a position of full-time certified police chief. All applicants must be currently certified as a peace officer and must meet Iowa Law Enforcement Academy requirements for the position, which requires testing. Salary will range from $65,000 to $75,000 and will be dependent on qualifications and experience. Offer includes a $5,000 sign-on bonus plus a full benefits package. Request an application from the Sigourney City Clerk at 100 North Main Street in Sigourney. Applications and resumes will be accepted until the position is filled. Retro Antique Tour Fall Edition is coming up Friday, September 20th and Saturday, September 21st. Embark on a shop-hop adventure designed for people to discover hidden gems in shops and communities in a well-organized and distinctive antique shopping experience. With participating businesses in Oskaloosa, Pella, New Sharon, Beacon, and Ottumwa. For more information, visit brushedbyjude.com and click on the link for the Retro Antique Tour. Or reach out via email at brushedbyjude@gmail.com or call 641-660-2536. Hey, we are live for the Iowa Music Showcase, live at Barnwired in Sigourney. How are we doing today? That was, wow, fairly weak. Well, should we try it again? How are we doing today? There we go. Now we're feeling. Hey, we are doing the Iowa Music Showcase, and we are live at Barnwired. Get in here, Amanda. What are you doing? Get off your phone. Get in here. Make Amanda feel welcome. Amanda, the owner, the entrepreneur of the year, as set forth by Joni Ernst or what,
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just going. I'm off the tracks today.
Yeah, you are.
Tell us what's happening. You take the mic.
So we have spaghetti, garlic bread, and green beans for the lunch special today. Our sandwich of the week is, I know you don't like green beans. Tyler doesn't like carrots. It is what it is. Other people do like them. They were delicious. And our sandwich of the week is the marinated chicken breast. Next week we have several good things on the menu. Zippy meatballs I saw was on there, and chicken casserole. Chicken, wild rice, soup will be the soup of the week next week. It's Friday, so we have, it's Football Friday at Barnwired. So we have our football breakfast this morning for the boys and coaches and cheerleaders, and then our Cobra drinks. Anyone all day long who comes in and gets a Cobra iced or hot, I will donate $1 back to the Cobra Club for that. I also need to give a shout out to all of my staff that was here this morning. They totally rocked it. We had, I do believe, 38 breakfasts, and they were out of the kitchen in about 50 minutes. So that was awesome, and I can't even tell you how many drinks the girls made. So shout out to both my staffs. They're rocking it, and I appreciate them. So keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
God bless you, Amanda. Zippy meatballs. Oh boy, it's a Friday. We're hanging out with. I was, on the screen earlier before we went on, I had you listed as David Daniel. You are Daniel David.
I had a guy in town the other day called me. Oh, what was it? It was Davy Dan. So.
Davy
Backwards
Dan.
is still better.
Yes,
than completely
Daniel
wrong.
David is hanging out with us today. This is your second time on the Iowa Music Showcase. When were you here last? Was it last year about this time?
I would say it was a little bit later because I feel like there was some Christmas stuff up.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you're familiar with the shenanigans here of the Iowa Music Showcase. Daniel David hanging out. So tell us a little bit about yourself for those viewing on Facebook and YouTube, and those here live at Barnwired. Tell us a little bit about who Daniel David is.
Yeah, like you said, my name is Daniel David. My real name is Daniel Thatcher. My middle name is David. What? I wanted to put out music last year, and I was like, I can't think of a good band name. I'm the only one doing it anyways. So I just, I've got a friend of a friend that releases music under his first and middle name, and I was like, I'll just do that. And now nobody can find my stuff online because there's like 4 of us. So it wasn't the best decision, but
Should have went with Daniel Thatcher. Or Thatcher Daniel.
something like that. But I'm in Oskaloosa. I'm originally from southwest Iowa and Afton, Iowa. Came to Oskaloosa, went to William Penn University, and just kind of stuck around. It's so fun being. I was at the college, and now I work at the college too. And so many people are like, "Oh, it's such a small town here. I came here for the small town experience. Yeah. I came from a town of 900. Oskaloosa is like the big city to me."
Exactly.
So
what happens when you go like to Des Moines?
Oh,
it's like, is your mind blown?
Oh, and Des Moines only got like what, 1 skyscraper?
Yeah.
We were in Nashville my wife and I were in Nashville this summer. I was like, I didn't know you could have this many buildings in one area.
Yeah, exactly. No, and you are, you and I, we kind of go back a few years as we have attempted, you and I have attempted to start, two or three different bands over the years because we both like music and doing stuff. But yeah, failed attempts. Neither one ever played in public. So
no. What?
Go ahead.
One of the bands was while I was still taking classes at Penn, and so over the summer I was home and drove the 2 hours here once a week for practice. Did it the whole summer. 2 weeks into being in Oskaloosa again, you guys were like, I don't think we want to do this anymore. We never even played a show.
You're very dedicated to your craft, though. If you like music, I mean, that's a long ways to drive just for practice. So, make sure you go check him out. Now, you also, along with your solo career, you also back up Brittany Sword, right?
Yeah, I play drums for Brittany Sword whenever we find shows where they're willing to have more than just her solo act. This past weekend, we actually did a festival called Hennyville in some town that I can't remember the name of right now. And then we played in Decorah the next day, too. Oh, wow. So it was neat kind of 1-2 punch. Decorah is a really cool town. I'd never been there before.
Yeah,
but
it's way up there, too.
Yeah.
That's right on the Minnesota border, basically. Now, I remember Decorah, Iowa. My family used to go on canoeing trips occasionally, so we would make the trip up to Decorah and canoe down the river. We're still looking for my sister. If you see her, tell her hi. Let's play some music. Sure. Enough of my stupidity and my lame attempt at humor. Zippy. Let's play some music. Let's talk about some music first.
Yeah.
You've been putting some new stuff out over the summer.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So early this summer, one of the J months, June or July, for Father's Day, I put out an EP. It's called Dad, and The title track was a song I'd written to get released last year, and in the middle of recording the music I put out last year, I dropped one of those kitchen mandolin things on my finger and cut it really bad. And the song had a lot of this kind of stuff, and you can't really do that without that finger. And so that song got shelved, and I was able to come back to it later. And so it kind of blossomed in this into this other idea. So I put out an EP. It's 4 songs. So that as title track, song's called Dad. It's about my dad and how he's a songwriter and a musician. And then the other 3 songs are covers of songs that he's written. And so it's True Love and Love Me are 2 songs that he wrote, and I did like the full kind of production, did all the music. And then the last track is a song, a version of True Love that I did just acoustic guitar in an empty room with my phone a couple years ago in just like a phone, the voice memos app. And I've just sat on it for years, and I thought it sounded cool, and so I threw it on there. But that came out this summer. Couple weeks after that, I released an acoustic version of Dad, which I'm going to kind of play, kind of not. I tried to go a different direction with it other than the original song, and so what I'm going to play in just a couple minutes will be kind of in the middle of both. And so that was all kind of connected, and then just a couple weeks back, I released a new song called Cut the Ties, and that's going to be the first kind of single through a slow album rollout over the next year or so, putting out songs every couple of weeks or so.
So you've been busy.
Yeah.
Lots of music.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Let's play one of those tunes. Again, Daniel David. See, now I'm second-guessing myself. I want to call you David Daniel again. Daniel David here on the Iowa Music Showcase. Go right ahead.
He has spent most of my life with a guitar in his hand. The church, the square, 4th of July, gigging with his band. Writing songs for Jesus Christ, I was too young to understand. The only times I've seen him cry were singing about him. I just want to write music like my dad. A tune half as good as those on his yellow notepad. A simple song that brings you peace, comfort when you're sad. I just want to write one like my dad. I have spent most of my days trying to write songs like him, learning from all of the ways that he changed up classic hymns. Looking back, I'm still amazed by the artist that my dad's been. I'm so grateful that he raised me to go like a skim. I just want to write music like my dad. A tune half as good as those on his yellow notepad. A simple song that brings you peace, comfort when you're sad. I just want to write one. Before I shared my toys, before I could share my thoughts, always shared a middle name, but there was more cut from that cloth. Now we share a love of Christ, and we share a love of song. As I grow into a man, pray that I'm becoming more like John, more like John. I just want to write music like my dad. A tune half as good as those on his yellow notepad. A simple song that brings you peace, comfort when you're sad. I just want to write one. I just want to write music like my dad. A tune half as good as those on his yellow notepad. A simple song that brings you peace, comfort when you're sad. I just want to write one like my dad.
Nice. You're trying to make me cry. That's a good song.
Thank you.
That's really good. Now, I know your dad. He was in, like you said, he did music. He was in a band called the Sun Dogs, right?
Yep.
And is he still active musically?
He does music every week at church. He's always got a guitar sitting by the couch. Sundogs aren't on like an actual hiatus. It's just they haven't played in quite a while.
Okay.
I think it's just whenever something comes up, they'll do it. But
okay.
Yeah. So
What was his reaction to this song when he first heard it?
I was imagining, my dad's a very stoic person, so I was imagining like a thanks text. No, he said he really enjoyed it. That was really all that he said to me. Then my sister texted me later because she was with him at the time. She was like, yeah, he was crying.
Oh, good.
So
good. That's what I was hoping for.
He didn't admit that to me, but to that song and the EP as a whole, yeah, she said there were some moments where he got misty-eyed. So
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, does all of your music, that song obviously kind of talks about your faith. Does all of your music, is all of it like Christian based or just every once in a while, or what is it?
I would say whenever it comes out, it is. It's like it's an intentional thing, but I don't go. If the song doesn't lend itself to needing that in there, I don't put it in. The next one I'll play in a little bit. My new one, "Cut the Ties," is based out of an experience I had, but it's not exactly like you're not gonna. If you'd listen to it on like the radio, you wouldn't know as a Christian song. Mm-hmm. Not that I intentionally left it out. There just really wasn't a place for it. But yeah, it's in my music. It's all pretty out there. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Again, Daniel David hanging out here for the Iowa Music Showcase. We're live at Barnwired. We should also mention we do have a little surprise bonus guest coming up later on today. So we haven't really promoted. Oh, Sandy is excited for that. An explosion, a one-person explosion from Sandy for the bonus guest. She thinks she knows who it is. But,
I don't think she was that excited for me.
Yeah, really. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get our full interview in here with Daniel David. So do you have any big gigs coming up that you want to promote? Or
I actually play with another band called Fresh Cookie Tuesday. They're
Fresh Cookie
Tuesday. They're a band based out of Central College. One of my best friends from high school ended up there, and so we've been hanging out. And I came in and started playing keys with them. And they're doing a show on October 4th as a part of Central's homecoming celebration.
Okay.
A bunch of cover songs. They're called Fresh Cookie Tuesday because I guess Tuesdays in the lunchroom at Central they get fresh cookies put out. And so it's a very intertwined into a culture I'm not a part of thing. But that's coming up. I don't believe I have anything specifically Daniel David related anytime soon. I have like 3 part-time jobs instead of a full-time job, and then this on top of it. This is very much I enjoy doing the recording. All of the songs I've put out, save for a few where it has people mentioned, I'm doing all of the instruments, the guitar, bass, drums, and all that. And I really enjoy doing that from home. It takes a lot of effort to then find people to do that live.
Yeah.
I did one of the Friday After Fives in Oskaloosa this summer. I was the opening band and put that together. And it was so fun, but it was way too much work for just an hour of music.
Yeah.
So I don't believe I have anything on the books yet.
Yeah. How was your summer? Did you get to play out much this past summer?
I got to do one of the Thankful Thursdays in the alley in Oskaloosa. Acoustic show is the first time I think in 10 years or something that it rained, so they moved us inside.
All right.
And then so that was that Thursday. Then the next day we did the Friday After 5 show.
Okay.
And then just a couple weeks back I did a new thing that's called Holy Moly It's Sunday, and that was also in the alley. It's from noon to 1. Other than that, I've been doing shows with Brittany and recording some of my own stuff. So,
are you still? I know at one point you were leading worship on Sundays.
Yep.
Are you still doing that?
Yeah, that's one of
church?
the part-time jobs. Okay. So every Sunday, leading worship at College Avenue French Church in Oskaloosa. So I have a music degree, I have a graphic arts degree, and I got a business master's degree. And every single one of my jobs, I get to use some part of what I learned. And it's like I'm like the only person that's actually using their degrees, so that's kind of fun.
Very cool. Let's do another song up next. What do you got for us?
So this is my new one. This is called "Cut the Ties." It is absolutely not meant for the acoustic guitar. My stuff I put out last year was all acoustic guitar based because I hate dealing with guitar pedals and tones and stuff. I don't consider myself a real guitarist, and so that's all beyond me. And this year I just kind of was like, I'll do it anyways. And so this one, somebody on a podcast heard the song and talked about it and called it fuzzy, moody alt rock. But this will be on the acoustic guitar. The lyrics are actually... I don't have like a big enough fan base to get to see people talk about the song, which would be cool, but the lyrics are a satire.
All right.
I had an experience with a close friend this summer where this group of people we're a part of, he had a bad experience with a couple of them, and he's kind of gone off and done his own thing and basically cut off everybody in that group. Okay. And this song kind of is from a twisted version of his point of view of like, one or two of those people was mean to me. I'm just going to put you all in that same box of I hate you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And it's kind of to point out how ridiculous that is. Yeah. And so in the bridge, I talk about my unrelenting agony, and my wife does this like dance move in the car when she hears it. And I'm like, that's funny because I'm just being overly dramatic to point out how silly that reaction is.
Can I request you do that dance move?
I don't think I can dance it and play it. I can try.
All right, here's Daniel David once again on our Iowa Music Showcase.
Who says the diamond in the rough's worth keeping? Who says there's even one at all? I pray I'll never venture back here again. I pray that I'll cease to recall. Cut the ties, loose the binds, freedom from their gains. Reassign those I left behind will be easy to replace. Easy to replace. You were an exception among vile creatures, a member of the few who'd heed my call. I fled the masses of both good and evil to forget both kind and callous all. Cut the ties, loose the binds, freedom from their gaze. Reassign those I left behind will be easy to replace. Easy to replace. Paint the canvas with broad strokes of black where gray and white should be. Force the canvas to evoke my unrelenting agony. The anger blurs my vision so luminescence starts to wane. My conscience clear now, even though I won't decide who I understand. Cut the ties, loose the binds, freedom from their gaze. Reassign those I left behind will be easy to replace. Easy to replace. to replace.
Daniel David on our Iowa Music Showcase here at Barnwired in Sigourney. And, we got one more song coming up. Let's do 5 random questions, shall we? Let's see here. And we did this last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 random questions, kind of whatever pops off the top of your head. If you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would that be?
I'm going with 21 Pilots. I think they're my favorite band. They've got a little bit of everything through all their albums, so you kind of get all those different genres covered. Yeah.
Okay, 21 Pilots. So you were saying you have 3 part-time jobs that make up like your full-time schedule. What is the most stressful part? We'll just say of one of those, or what's the most stressful part of those jobs?
I think keeping the balance of all of them. None of them have set hours, so just trying to make sure I get everything done. I've talked to friends about this. I sometimes wish I could just sit down at a desk and do office work for a day because you know what's expected of you. But instead I have to make a list every day of here's things I need to get done, and sometimes things get forgotten for weeks because they're not there in front of me. So the lack of consistency, I guess I'll say.
Okay. Question 3. This is dangerous. When women are alone with each other, what do you think they talk about?
I'm going to go with a safe answer because Brittany keeps saying this at her gigs. She goes into the bathroom and gets women to recommend songs for her to play.
All right.
So they go in, she says they ask for lip gloss, and then they ask her to play a song. So they talk about music and lip gloss, I guess.
Question 4. How many bones have you broken in your lifetime?
None. I'm not an adventurous person.
But you did. All right, so you didn't break any bones, but you did. You were telling me about a very interesting accident that you had that caused you to relearn to whistle.
Yeah. I have my canines on the top of my mouth were impacted, so they were just like right in the middle of the roof of my mouth. And the only way for them to come down is they had to go in, they had to drill holes in like the bone there. So I guess that's not quite broken, but drilled into, so they could glue chains to the teeth and pull them down over time. Sounds awful. Gets worse. They didn't sew everything back together right. And if this is like your front 2 teeth, this little chunk of the roof of my mouth got really gray. And I was asking my mom about it. She's like, it's just healing. One day I drank some Coke and I felt this kind of weird feeling. The next morning I woke up, that chunk of flesh was on my tongue. It had fallen off. So I got this nice little crevice in the roof of my mouth. I had to relearn to whistle.
Yum.
Then the chain broke off and they had to go in and laser a new hole to glue the chain to. That time they just kind of rubbed some numbing stuff on my mouth. I got to smell them burn the flesh in my mouth. It was a whole ordeal.
What can you whistle for us right now? All right, interesting. Last question for you. What do you, after that stressful situation, what do you do to relax?
I've been trying. Well, I mean, I do. I would like to say I do music to relax. I got a studio set up in the house. I'm a man of many hobbies, and by that I mean I just can't commit to something for more than like a week or two. I read comic books, and then after I get bored with that, I read books, and then I get bored with that, and I play video games for a couple of weeks. But music's kind of the through line, so I'd say that.
All right, so there you go, yeah. And if you need somebody that you can easily talk into doing a band project with you, this is also the guy. So to add, I don't know if that would add to your stress or relaxation.
Oh, I mean, if it pays well, it'd be great.
I think the bands that you and I have been in together have paid you approximately zero.
Negative money.
You've lost money.
Yeah.
On 2 hours of gas for practice. Let's do one more song before we get out of here, and I can confirm that our surprise guest is here in the house at Barnwired. So we'll get to a bonus guest for one bonus song here in just a few minutes. But let's do one more too.
Yeah. This song's called Sleep. It was my first single out. It's one of the songs I do have somebody featured on. I had a friend in Nashville do a guitar solo. It's by and large my most popular song online. It just reached over 1,000 streams, and that's more than like all my other songs combined. Okay. But this was a cool experience. I wrote this all in about 5 minutes. It kind of it goes over those stresses you were just talking about.
Okay.
But this song's called Sleep.
All right, Daniel David on our showcase.
Oh my God, now I'm so stressed. I feel the weight bear down on me. Oh my God, please clean this mess. It's piled so high that I can't see beyond what it all means. I'm begging for that peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. Begging for your rest, my God, oh won't you please bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep. God, my King, deliver me. I'm stumbling out here in the dark. God, my King, oh, hear my plea. I fear I've drifted way too far. I'm begging for that peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. I'm begging for your rest, my God, oh, won't you please bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep. I've held on, oh so tightly. I've held on, planned so blindly. I've held on, take this cup from me. I'm begging for that peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. Begging for your rest, my God, oh, won't you please bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep.
Daniel David here on our Iowa Music Showcase on Steve Shetler Media. Now, if people like what they've heard and they want to find out more about you, I'm assuming your music is everywhere.
Yep, you can find me on everything. I've got music on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, whatever you want. I have a TikTok page, Daniel David Music Official 7, because I guess there's 6 other ones that already exist. Daniel David Music on Facebook, Daniel David Music Official or something on Instagram. You can find me wherever you want. Brittany's brother follows me exclusively because he says the stuff I post is really funny. So if you don't even like my music and you just want to laugh at something, I post funny stuff too, I guess.
See, and Neil and I were talking about one of your promo pics that I used for the event, where you're kind of in the shadows and looking all serious and stuff. I was like, oh, so what was the story? What was behind that picture?
That was a Fresh Cookie Tuesday gig.
Oh, Cookie Tuesday.
I believe that was probably in the middle of playing what is it? Magic by B.O.B. I've got the magic, and not a serious song at all. We played this show at Central, and they had just a YouTube video of like texture-y stuff projected on the screen right into my face. And so I got a cool kind of moody picture out of it, but
it doesn't really go with who you are, though, but it makes for a cool picture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to see a picture of him lurking in the shadows, You got the story behind.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, Daniel, David, appreciate it. It's been fun, and we'll do this again sometime again in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Daniel, David, here on our Iowa Music Showcase. Give it up for Daniel. And I'll let you scooch out of the way because we do have waiting in the wings our bonus guest for today. While we transition here, I'll tell you that next Friday our guest will be Luke Thomas, a new guy that I've never even met before. So Luke Thomas is going to be our guest next Friday. But, well, looky who's here. Hey, looky. Hey. Mr. Eli Alger is our bonus guest for this Friday.
Is this thing on?
It is. It's live and ready to go.
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, wow. Johnny Cash. Eli with his unmistakable hat on.
Thank you kindly.
And
I think that's a compliment.
Yes.
I'll take it as one.
It's been a few weeks. We ran into each other at the Iowa State Fair.
Yep.
And
you did a
you forced
fantastic
me
job.
you forced me to introduce you on stage.
Extremely last minute. I was like, "Hey, we're going on in like 6 minutes. Can you run here?"
I had my mouth full of corn dog or something. I don't know.
It was good. It made for a very authentic feel. I mean,
yeah.
He's up there, corn dog in one hand, mic in the other. Hey, there's faster horses. It was great.
So yeah, you were playing at the Bud Tent.
Yeah,
I think.
Yep, we were at the Bud Tent
and
there.
Yeah, Gemma Bryce,
yes,
one of our favorites from Oskaloosa, was opening up for you, and then you guys.
That girl sings like a bird, man.
Yeah,
she's got a future ahead of her as she keeps at it.
I just booked her during her Christmas break because she's like 13
years old.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know what other 13 she would be. But anyway,
keep rolling with that one.
So you just happened to be in town today.
Well,
what's going on? What brought you to Southeast Iowa?
So over just a hop and a skip over in Oskaloosa. Tonight I will be at the Muse Music Store. Ashley runs a tight ship. She does a really good job. She's doing a songwriter and storyteller series. I'm super excited about this because it's going to be a huge change of pace from what we've been doing all summer. I'm going to be starting at 8 o'clock right there at the Muse Music Store, singing country and western songs, telling my stories behind my songs, my favorite songs, why I love them, and we're just kind of going to go on a little journey. I've whipped up a little set for you guys. It's a lot less rough and tumble, and the big guy in overalls isn't coming out tonight. So I'm going to kind of sit back and do what my grandmother likes best, which is sit and sing to you guys.
Yeah. And it's just you solo tonight, right?
Yep, it's just me and a guitar.
Okay, and before we forget, we should also, since you're in Sigourney, we should. I think it's already known that you're going to be playing at next year's Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney.
That sounds
right?
about right to me. Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know off the top of my head when that is, but
July
if you're from
sometime.
Yeah, it's sometime in that. We're going to be posting it all over social media, so the word will be out. I'm sure the local radio will be in on it. We'll be on the Steve Shetler show to let them know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll have to get you in around that time again. So
absolutely
to promote that. So yeah, you're becoming a big fan of Sigourney, Iowa, obviously.
100%. Always have been, always will be. I'm a fan of Barnwired. Thank you for having me. The decor in this place always it just takes me aback. I'm drinking the best coffee drink I've ever had in my life. It's pumpkin spice, and I'm a festive guy. I'm a pumpkin pie fan. I'm the type of guy that gets into 6 or 7 slices of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. If they've got a pumpkin pie old-fashioned on the menu, I'm trying it. I'm a pumpkin guy, so cool. I love the pumpkin patch.
You have to have the Cool Whip.
Yeah.
How much Cool Whip do you put on your pumpkin pie?
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to say in this when I'm going to be singing, I can't do any dairy. It clogs everything up. It's no good for you.
Neil, my friend over here, he can't do dairy for different reasons.
Oh man, no spicy food if I got a show, and I like hot wings. I can go down the rabbit hole. It's tough. It's a price you pay as a singer. But Mima makes homemade pumpkin the whipped cream or the Cool Whip or whatever it is. I don't know. It's awesome. It's so good.
So you're looking forward to Thanksgiving?
Always.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a reason to give thanks anyhow.
And you were really excited because we were texting back and forth this morning, and I was like, all right, so you're going to come in, you're going to sing a song, you're going to plug your show for tonight, and then we're going to eat lunch. And you were like,
wait, there's lunch? I love lunch. It's one of my favorites. one of my 3 favorite meals of the day.
And especially here at Barnwire, because last time you were
Oh,
here,
the food was
Jim was probably
spectacular.
the cook. Good old Jim.
Oh, yeah. They take good care of you around here. Come on down to Barnwired if you want fantastical coffee and really good food. They got the home cooking done right.
And then head to Muse Music Store in Oskaloosa tonight.
Yes.
What time does that start?
It starts at 8 p.m. To my knowledge, there's only 35 tickets available for it to be inside.
Yeah, it's a
Weather's supposed to be really nice, and I brought extra gear just in case this happens, and I hope it does. Bring a lawn chair. Hopefully, I know we're close to sold out right now. If we have to, we will move it into the road. I will not turn anybody away.
Nice.
So this is gonna happen. So come on out if you want to see the show. I would love to meet with you. I would love to see you. I would love to sing to you. If you're willing to trust me with your Friday night, I promise you won't regret it.
all right. Well, let's entice them with some music. How about that?
Okay.
What song
I'll
do you
do my
wanna
very best. So this is my grandfather's favorite song, Pops. This is my very first Western tune.
Okay.
Oh man, people ask me the difference between country and Western. And country's what you hear on the radio. That's what I typically say. You know, it's about beer, girls, sports. It's typically 3 minutes long.
Tailgates.
Yeah, stuff like that. The fun stuff. Love songs. Western, that's a cowboy tune. It tells a lesson, tells a tale. Somebody typically dies in the end. I absolutely love this song, and I hope you guys do too. It's called I Can Still Smell the Smoke, and it goes like this. Well, he was lying in the bottom bunk, finding it hard to breathe, talking about his trail riding days, bittersweet memories. He spoke of good herd dogs and cooked fires, hard life, simple folk. He said, when I close my eyes, man, I can still smell the smoke. We'd saddle up as the sun fought the moon for the sky. We'd pack a biscuit and a chunk of ham to gnaw on while we'd ride. 5 days in, cattle would be branded and wild horses brought. A cup of Joe right off the fire, man, I can still smell the smoke. Shadows dancing fireside, coyotes crying in the night. Someone's crooning a cowboy song about a broken heart or drink too strong. Sometimes we'd sleep out in the rain, live to ride another day. I'd whistle in the saddle as the daylight broke and stomp out the smoldering fire. Man, I can still smell the smoke. He took his last breath while I was holding his hand. That was my granddad and his cowboy life, one hell of a man. Oh, all he left were cowboy boots and an old worn leather coat. Oh, to this day, when I slip 'em on, I can still smell the smoke. Shadows dancing fireside, wolves howling in the night. Someone's humming a haggard song about a broken heart or drink too strong. Sometimes they'd sleep out in the rain, live to ride another day. He'd whistle in the saddle as the daylight broke and stomp out the smoldering fire. Man, I can still smell the smoke. He'd stomp out the smoldering fire. Man, I can still smell the smoke.
You know it's a cowboy tune when there's whistling involved. You caught me off guard because whistling was a topic of conversation earlier.
I heard that. I was like, is this going to be weird that I come in and whistle You really can't whistle?
He can.
Okay.
He just couldn't earlier in his life.
Man, if I couldn't whistle, man, I don't know what I'd do.
Neil's a heck of a whistler, too.
Good stuff, bud. We'll have to have a whistle off sometime.
Okay.
Whistling Dixie.
Let's pull it together here. All right.
I'm trying.
One last plug for your show tonight.
Hey, everybody. If you got nothing going on tonight, or even if you do, bring all your friends and tell all the strangers you run into today. We're going to be at the Muse Music Store in Oskaloosa, Iowa. The show starts at 8 o'clock. The tickets are, I think they're $15 at the door. I'm going to be playing for as long as you guys will have me. We're slated for 90 minutes. I don't doubt we'll go 2 hours, though. And there's supposed to be 35 seats. I'm going to cram as many of you guys in there as I can. And if we got to move into the road, we will. So come on out. I would love to see you. Yeah, that's all I got, I suppose.
And if you're looking Eli up online, is everything the Faster Horses now?
Yes, we've done a rebrand, is what they call it. I just thought, the band name The Faster Horses made sense to me. So I've moved everything to The Faster Horses. Anywhere with internet and a search bar, you can find us. The Faster Horses, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. You can find live videos. You find the recorded music. You can find me doing stupid stuff. Yeah, all things Faster Horses. Come on out. We'd love to see you.
All right. Everybody's whistling now. All right, so go see Eli tonight over at the Muse Music Store in Oskaloosa. We thank Daniel David. Daniel's still hanging out. And I think it's going to time to eat some lunch here. What do you say?
I love lunch,
Let's
man.
do it. Let's do lunch. So get in here if you have nowhere to eat for lunch today. Get in here to Barn Wired. They've got great food, great drinks. We'll be doing this again next Friday and every Friday for the foreseeable future until Amanda kicks us out here of Barn Wired for the Iowa Music Showcase here on Steve Shetler Media. Guys, have a great weekend.
Get this pumpkin spice. It's really good.